fig tree. We are in the middle of fig season and I have been checking our fig tree every day, picking figs and trying to figure out what to make with them. And before we had this tree, I had never tried a fig once in my life. We actually have a bunch of nectarines that are going bad, so I thought today I'd make like a fig nectarine kind of snack cake. Any cake is a snack cake if you just believe. Sorry, that was cheesy. I've already got to this one.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar, I just can't quit you now cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, no, no.
Definitely a little darker than anticipated. It's really good. Oh, I love it. Do I look as tired as I feel? So Mats is out of town. He in total will be gone on this work trip for 15 days. And we are, what, 4 days in? I'm hating it. It's miserable. I am not a good sleeper. I've never been a good sleeper. I was dependent on Benadryl to fall asleep for years. Don't do that. Really not good for you. Increases your risk of dementia, which I already have ADHD and it runs in my family. So like, if I can dodge it, amazing. Don't need to add the Benadryl drama in there as well. So I just have not slept well at all. And I already don't sleep very well even when he's here, but I don't sleep when he's not here. But I'm gonna go. We said from the beginning, he ended up actually having to go 2 days earlier than he was supposed to. And even before that, it was like, oh, well, you can come for half of it or whatever. After like day 2, he was like, cool, so this sucks. Wanna come? And it's up in Northern California, so not too bad of a flight. And this, I guess, is the trade-off for him working from home for the entire rest of the year. I gotta look at flights and figure that out, but yeah. So tired. These are way too small. These are the ones I got last time that were too big. They're cute. They're 𝗃𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗃. I want to take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor, one of my absolute favorites. You've heard me talk about them so much, Element. Element is an electrolyte drink mix. It's these little packets. I'll show you my favorite flavor. Currently, it's citrus, but it does change. These little packs, you just pour them into water, drink it, and it's got everything you need and nothing you don't, which means no sugar, no gluten, artificial colors or flavors, but lots of salt. because electrolytes. Electrolytes are something that I've incorporated into my everyday life per the request of my cardiologist, and it has made such a difference. But you don't need to have a cardiologist to tell you that. Just look up all of the symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. We're just not drinking enough water, and so why not make the water that we are drinking that much more effective? I obviously love Element because it works and it tastes good, but I also love that they work for virtually everyone and any diet. So maybe you are gluten-free like me, can't have dairy, also that. Vegan, paleo, keto, and they're not just for endurance athletes, because I also consider life a marathon or a sprint or a relay, and I'm running it all. That was cheesy, sorry. And right now Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packs free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 of their flavors or share with a salty friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Meghan. This deal is only available through my link, so you must go to drinklmnt.com/Meghan. Back to the rest of the video. Good morning. I lied. It's almost 1:30 in the afternoon. I am panting, you can't see, but I have lifted my shirt up and hiked my sweatpants up as well to try and cool down. But I'm gonna do my makeup. This morning, Mott's booked my ticket to fly to him. I am flying tomorrow. So I'm going to be there with him for the next week or so, and I'm really excited. This has been not that fun without him. I've just not been sleeping well. That's the crux of it. Obviously I miss him, but the emotions then start going on high and you just feel really dysregulated when you're not sleeping well. And I'm just not a good sleeper. Last night I did sleep a little bit better. It's because but I don't have any more. While he's been gone, I've been trying to take this as an opportunity to really just clean and organize. I don't know. I like having the house empty to kind of do that because he also works from home. It just makes it a little bit harder to make noise in certain areas of the house. He eventually will move his office downstairs. He does that when I've got the podcast, and then if I'm going to film a vlog up here, he will move downstairs. But it's nice to just have him around, just sitting at the dining room table. I'm just gonna do a very simple makeup because this is really just for filming. I do find it ironic that I do that. I will film myself putting on makeup because I want to wear makeup to film. But then it's babe, you're not wearing makeup for the first half of that. My skin has just been breaking out lately, extra bad. I always break out. I've never had, okay, I'm gonna try and pay attention enough that this stays focused in this area. I've been off the spironolactone. I never learned how to pronounce that. I have been thinking about getting back on it. I was a little worried because you shouldn't have too much potassium while you're on it. And I get the ick from so many things. Bananas is one of the things I don't get the ick from. And so I tend to eat a lot of bananas. Spironolactone will also be used in conjunction with beta blockers a lot. But the issue is it's a diuretic and makes you pee and dehydrates you. And so is ADHD medication. I need to stay hydrated constantly. Otherwise, my heart is struggling. So I just don't think it's worth it, but that's been fine. I ran out of my tretinoin. I did order it. Oh, it should have arrived yesterday. I'll check the mailbox. So I ran out of that, and so quickly my skin started struggling again. And I think part of it also has to do with the AC. I know that can dry your skin out, which can cause your skin to produce more oil and thus more breakouts. But I also am allergic to dust mites and I'm not that great about dusting. So I think that's also been irritating my skin. When my skin gets irritated, it just tends to be angry at anything. And it'll be okay, we're gonna either make a rash or acne or both, or just make you red and swollen, or all of the above. I've gotten a lot better with picking the skin on my face because the skin on my legs is horrendous, worst it's ever been. I saw a picture of my legs when I was in Cambodia. How many years ago? I don't know, but years ago. And I was wow, look at those gorgeous gams. Gams? Is that word that old people use for legs? They were just beautiful and shiny and smooth and gorgeous. And now they're not. Was I picking the skin on my face way more? Yes. I had other unhealthy coping mechanisms at the time for stress. I don't know, serotonin, dopamine, a shame spiral. But the biggest thing is boredom and serotonin. Or is it dopamine? It's one of those, because that was the same issue with my face. I don't have a lot of self-control. It just kind of is an automatic, like, compulsive thing. But if I have something coming up, or I have like this thing that I'm doing, I tend to like ruminate and obsess over things. It will always be in the back of my mind, like, oh, I can't pick my skin because of this. I can't do this. And then I will really go out of my way to redirect myself. But if I don't have that, AKA have been inside for 3 years, there is none of that redirection. I can attempt, and I'll attempt a little, but it's not doing much. I will say though that like this summer has been the most progress I've had in the shame of it all. I've been wearing shorts out of the house and things out of the house that you can like see my legs, which I have not done in years. And I'm definitely far more vulnerable in videos than I usually am in real life with real people that I know. Not that you're not real people, and not that I don't know you, but I don't know. I've been showing those legs and it's fine. I'm sure people notice and see it, and I've thought about like, oh, what would I say if someone asked? And I think I would just be honest, because so much of my issues is that like I run away from my problems, like I ignore things, like I just put them in a box and I'm like, oh, they'll eventually disappear, and I just like will never have to address it. I just avoid. I avoid. And that has not gotten, I mean, it's gotten me somewhere. Avoiding things has definitely gotten me where I am today. You know, my therapist has said like it's a survival technique and tactic. Ooh, oh, bronzer almost on a white t-shirt. But coping mechanisms and things serve us until they no longer do. I don't know how long I would say that this has stopped serving me, but I would say the realization has probably been the last 3 months for me. I need to figure something else out. Like, what do I do? Because this is no longer working. I wish it kept working, but I don't know any different. I guess for me, a little bit of that is practicing like wearing shorts, showing my legs, letting people see, and knowing that if they ask, like, that's fine. I don't have to avoid that or feel shame, because we all have things. And I would like never want a friend to feel like that. And if I had a friend who was going through that, I would be like, if you compulsively pick your skin, like, that says nothing less about you. Don't be like overheating in these clothes, like just wear it. And nobody actually like cares. Like, we all have something. Other people might currently have healthier coping mechanisms, but that's not a character flaw if you don't have a healthy coping mechanism currently, nor is it a permanent sentence. Things can change, they can improve, they can also get worse or better for you and other people. So I'm just trying to give myself a little bit more grace. I don't know how well I'm doing it, but I'm trying, which I think is the important part. While we were in Malibu, we went to Sephora, which I have not been to a Sephora in person in years. I have never even seen like the rare beauty displays there, I don't think. I saw in a video somewhere, I don't know where it was, but that a true red blush gives the most natural kind of sunburnt look. I like wearing a lot of like warm tone coral blushes and peachy pinks, so I thought this could be fun, and I swatched it. I really liked it, and then the next day we went back and Matt's bought it for me for my birthday, which was very sweet. This is the shade Grateful, and it is bright. If those are not on the same place on my face, keep it to yourself. I like using a dense brush for this because I just think it stays in that area a little bit better. If I'm using more of like a color that's a little less bright or bold, I'll use a not so dense brush because I'm cool with that like sweeping everywhere. I like to be a little more concentrated. Cute though, right? Part of me feels like I could literally do even more. Let's do a little bit more because I'm feeling crazy. I'm undecided if I'm going to film or just edit while I'm with Mott for his business trip, because I am going to just be in the hotel room. The same way I'm just like chilling in the house, I'll just be chilling in the hotel room. And we'll finally be able to restart our New York Times crossword puzzle. I just want to keep the makeup very simple because 90% of the reason that I'm doing it, one of my oldest tricks, wear makeup so the opportunity to pick your skin, on your face in this case, is cut hours-wise. So if you have like the morning before you put makeup on and then the evening after you take your makeup off, you know, the hours of that varies. But if I don't wear makeup all day, then that's 24 hours of opportunity to walk by a mirror and pick my skin. So wearing makeup can be very helpful. Having acrylic nails or even just press-on nails, something that makes like traction a little bit harder. Face oils and things that are like obviously not ones that break you out, but things that make there be a lot of slip to your skin. Pimple patches, but the one I will say is the most helpful and probably the least applicable to most people. Have poor vision and don't wear your glasses. so you can't see it all the time. I do not wear my glasses when I'm up close and personal with a mirror because that is truly none of my business. I think I talked about this a little on the podcast. I would love to know if anyone else deals with this. I don't know what has happened to me in the last couple months, but I have gotten so jumpy. I've always been a jumpy or easily startled person. If you yell surprise and I'm looking right at you, I'm a flinch. I'm gonna be like, sorry. But in the last couple months, it has been 10,000 times worse. I looked it up and it can be lack of sleep, anxiety, and then it also just said ADHD and neurodivergence is just a overall thing that you deal with. Obviously rings true, but I don't know what it is specific. Is it that I'm wearing my glasses more and I'm seeing things? But like I will see my shadow and yelp. I will see, like right now I see the reflection of my hand in the mirror and I'm having to tell myself like, my goodness, your hand in the mirror. No one else is there. So it has gotten exponentially worse in the last, couple months. And even Mott's is like, I don't know what this big shift has been. So being home alone with that has sucked. Being able to go with Mott's on a work trip like is a luxury, but I'm far more used to him traveling for work and dealing with that, or even just like, a golf trip, a bachelor party. But he very, very, very seldom is here by himself. I think that he's only had to do that like twice for like a longer period of time. By far the longest though is when I went to Ecuador and we didn't even have cell reception. So I didn't know if we would, and it was very cute when we got back to the city and he would just call and like leave a voicemail every day chronicling like his day. He's like, oh, and then I did this, and he'd be like, so sweet. It does make me laugh though, because if you had asked me years ago before we started dating what my ideal relationship would be, I would have said a bi-coastal semi-long distance relationship. Because we've been over this. Avoidant attachment style. I had no desire whatsoever to be in the same home with someone for an extended period of time, be in the same city for an extended period of time. And here I am now being like, okay, can you come back? Something really nice about not thinking that the only person you can rely on is yourself. Do I think I can rely on people as a whole? No. Oh, camera's gonna die. Gonna need to charge it. But before I do that, I have to say this mascara is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Diana, for the recommendation. Heroin makeup, heroin make. Long up mascara, super waterproof. But it's brown and it's brown. It's not blackish brown, it's a brown. I will put that on and then tell you. I just poked myself in the eye, so this is not gonna look very good. Oh, I don't want her. Here's mascara. I think I like the not such a high contrast. I'll link everything I used down below. But let's charge the camera and clean. I also just realized that I have to pack. Shite. This is the current state of this room. Finally hung the mirror and the curtains, but I am going to swap this mirror for the gold one that's a little more rectangular. But because we put the curtains in, I moved all of the makeup out of here so that it wasn't as heavy. I was planning on going through all of it, swatching it, seeing what I want to keep and get rid of. But because I'm leaving tomorrow, that's gonna have to wait. In an ideal world, I would leave Tuesday instead of Monday, so I have a little more time to pack and get ready and clean. But tomorrow is pretty much the only day somewhat off that Mott's has, so he can pick me up from the airport and we can actually hang out and have some quality time. It's really just my bad for not getting it all done this week. Like I got enough done. I'm a little lost at what to pack though, because I will be gone for a full week, but I don't know if I will be leaving a hotel room much. I want to pack reasonable things that I would wear just to chill out, but then also have enough things where if last minute I get roped into come with me to this work thing, I'm appropriate. I hung this too. Proud of me. I was debating hanging another picture right there where that blue tape mark is, but as of now, no. We did move this full-length mirror over though, and this is nice because it used to just be stuck behind this clothing rack. Eventually I will find a better way to have the excess of clothes displayed. I've turned on the absolutely gorgeous overhead lighting, and let's get started. With what? I don't know. Packing and cleaning are kind of gonna go one and the same right now. Oh, you're very crooked. it's crazy to check a bag. I mean, it will be a full week, and I have to bring podcast equipment. I'll start packing, I'll pull out the things that I'm gonna bring, and then we'll see if it constitutes a suitcase this big. This is the airport look. New Abercrombie shirt, yoga pants, and then I'll throw on some white sneakers. I also tend to wear a plethora of jewelry on the plane, so A, it doesn't tangle, and it's less to pack. Oh, and I'm also bringing my denim jacket. I have to leave in 20 minutes, so we're rushing. No one to keep me on track but me, which is a daunting and terrifying fact.
Whenever you're lonely, just pick up the phone and call me.
Reunited and it feels so good.
I'll be there.
I definitely think I made the right call because it's 11 a.m. and I just woke up. I think I slept for 12.5 hours, which beats the 3 to 4 hours I've been sleeping every night for the last week. Slight change in plans. It's like 3, maybe 3:30 on Tuesday, and I have just been sleeping in and working from bed, and I just got a text from Mott's being like, hey, can you be ready in an hour? I think, you know, they're gonna have you do interviews for a couple days for them. So I'm doing that. I gotta say, when people say don't work with your partner or your spouse, he's so chill and is like, yeah, you know, it's like this. I'm like, what am I committing to? What am I doing? Like what is it about? Like, what is all of this stuff? I have to now get ready to have a meeting with his coworkers who I've literally never met before. This place is crazy gorgeous.